Hi everyone, it's Raquel Bowman here, and today I'm sharing a layout I completed for Jot Magazine, and it was for the ampersand gallery. So normally for Jot Magazine layouts, it means that I get to go into my stash of either new goodies that I've bought or products that I'm really dying to use, and this Dear Lizzie collection called Documentary was one of them. As soon as I saw this collection, I loved it. I love the colours in it. I love the elements within it, though some of them I may find a bit harder to use, and I just wanted to just play and have some fun. So I knew that I wanted to document a layout about how much I love my children, which obviously I do scrap them a lot, but what I say to them and what we say to each other is that I love you always and forever. So as soon as I knew that the gallery was about ampersands, I thought I could do a layout with pictures with both of them and have always and forever as the title, and then document about what we say. I feel like it's such an important thing, a story that I wanted to tell, that this layout, an idea for this layout, come quite easily. So I've got these selfies of myself with my children that we took actually on my daughter's 3rd birthday, the day of her party. And I've cut the ampersand from a silhouette cut file just in the Silhouette store. I've used white cardstock, and then I've backed it on a wood grain piece of the pattern paper in the Dear Lizzie 12x12 paper pad. I tend to, when I can, buy those paper pads because I find that I love working with 12x12 papers, and I do also buy 6x6 paper pads, but I just love the size and being able to stretch something or create something a lot bigger. So that wood grain paper, I really liked the look of that. I did have a look, and you would have seen me pop the ampersand on a few of the other papers, and I just felt like it wasn't popping enough off the page. So that wood grain really made it stand out. Now I'm using the cork stickers, and I'm pretty sure they're from that collection, to put the always and the forever, and the ampersand obviously is acting as the and in what we say. I do also add a couple of ampersands from the die cut pack, and you'll just see me now flicking through the die cut pack and seeing what will work, and I'm sort of sitting some bits to the side that I think, oh, they're cute and I wouldn't mind using those. And lots of the things like the letters that are up in that top left corner, they don't end up making the layout, but I pull them out because the colorings are what I want to add. And when I'm layering it, to me doesn't matter if things aren't there for their intended meaning. So I'm not writing a letter or anything like that, but they're just a cute element to layer in. So I've grabbed one of the flowers. I love that floral ephemera piece from the pack. And I've grabbed an ampersand, the pinwheels, which I thought were just fun and cute. And I've also cut from that ampersand paper. I felt like it was a little bit plain on the edges, and I've been really into vertical designs lately, and quite a few of my layouts do have vertical strips of paper, and I sort of feel like that brings your attention back to the focus of the layout. So I've added a thicker strip to one side and a thin strip, which is probably about 1 centimetre wide, to the other side, the side that's sort of more heavy with embellishments. I've added the thinner strip just to bring your attention back in to the photos and the title. That's my thinking anyway for doing it. Whether it's design wise correct, I'm not sure, but really there's no mistakes with how we create and how we work, is there? So now what I'm doing is matting my photos, and I printed these. They're sort of they're bigger than a 3x4, but they're smaller than a 4x6. I wanted to print them so they had a little bit of extra space at the bottom so I could make them look like a Polaroid when I cut them with my cutter. So that's what I've done there, and I'm using that negative space, especially in that photo of my daughter and I, to add and rest the title, the word forever. And also I'm making a little cluster at the bottom which has got a little tab that says besties, and I just thought that was cute. I also loved the My Crew from the 6x12 sticker sheet, so I've added that into that cluster near the photo of my son and I. And I'm also adding another ampersand, which I think I mentioned before is sort of going to act as that always and forever in the title as well. I'm just pulling out now a 6x12 washi booklet, and I did get that in one of the Hip Kit Club kits, and I just wanted to add another strip of something to break up between the pattern paper and the white cardstock, so it gives it that little contrast, I guess, with that pop of black. So I'm adhering that down, and being a 12-inch strip of washi, they come in a booklet, so there's a sticker size, and they are quite hard to manipulate and use if you're using the whole 12-inch strip. So I find them a bit fiddly, but I love the idea of it. So now I'm up to just adhering my photos, adhering my layers, and you see that I'm happy with the design, and I've pushed everything to the side, but most of the time I do remember where I was placing things. On this occasion I didn't take a photo or anything because I remember where everything, or where I wanted everything to go, so I haven't taken a photo to remind myself. I'm just hoping that I remember, and sometimes I do change bits and pieces or the placement of a few things, but it's pretty rare once I've got my initial design worked out. So I'm adhering the photos down now and trying to figure out what sort of angle. I sort of wanted them to be a bit sort of staggered, I guess, so I'm popping those down. I'm sticking my title down as well, and I was so excited that on one of our local craft shows that we had, I managed to find, it was where this stall mainly sold die cutting dies, but they had the wax paper. Now we have a baking paper in Australia which doesn't work quite the same as it doesn't have that waxy film on it, which means that you can't stick your letters and manipulate them and move them. So when I found this wax paper at my craft stall at the local craft show, I don't think they quite knew what I was talking about when I was saying, does it work for sticking on stickers and being able to move them around for your placement? But I'd seen it so many times on YouTube clips, and I thought of how handy it would be, since I am one of those people that adheres everything at the end, that I knew I wanted to get some. So yeah, I did get some, and I'm really loving being able to use that and it work and not stick and go ruin my alphabets. So what I'm doing now is I'm adding a little bit of foam tape to bits and pieces of the ephemera that I'm clustering and grouping up, and I do move things around and try and get that, what I consider as I'm creating, to be that placement that I want. I can't remember if I've added the fun foam to the back of the ampersand yet, but that is adhered on foam on this layout, so that the ampersand, here we go, does stick up that and have that nice bit of dimension. So I did that off camera so that I wasn't boring you with adhering all of that together. Down the very bottom there's a little semicircle that you can see, and that was a circle embellishment from the die cut pack, and it said something about loving you forever, and then it has ever 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 at the bottom. So I've got always and forever, and then that sort of says ever ever ever. I thought that was just a cute little fun touch to add to the layout. I've stuck down completely that My Crew now, and the EW was sort of hanging off the edge there, so I have added just a little bit of foam tape. Now I'm just showing you all the dimension that was achieved with using the different foam pieces. I was working on trying to find spots to add those veneer. I think they're super cute, the wood veneer buttons, and I have added down that bottom right corner another ampersand, so that's a few now that's on the layout. I'm swapping those hearts from the puffy stickers because I'd added a black one down the bottom, but then I had no elements of black at the top, so I've just swapped that to the top. And now I'm cutting up my journaling that I typed, so it just says love you both, so always and forever, and that sort of will go at the top of that title there. And I think I may have, I also typed where when I took the photos, so just photo taken and what that date was, so that I knew when the photos were from. So I'm adhering that on now, and that's pretty much it. I hope that you've enjoyed this process video. You could see this layout and others by the Jot Girls in the current Jot Magazine issue 12 from at jotmagazine.com, and I'll be back soon with another layout to share with you all. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.